What's going on, y'all? So, we're back with The Shy. Girl, this episode really had me going in. Like, it was just, it was just a lot that went down. So, let's just go ahead and get started. Um, so we start off with Emmett throwing this big ass house party, and he's over here dancing with Keisha. So they dancing all up on each other and whatnot, and he starts checking out this other girl who was in the party, and she's like, "Oh, so you like that? Why you paying attention to her besides me?" So she walks up to the bitch. The bitch is like, "Bitch, who you looking at? Them cheap ass shoes, bitch." You need to back the fuck up away from me because you don't know me. Well, bitch, I know you need to get your ass whooped. So then Emmett pulls her to the side and takes it to the other room so that he can go and try to fuck her. At first, she was like, "No, I don't want to do this. I want to go home." But he's all kissing up in her shit and whatnot. And she's like, "Shit." So she gives in and she's getting ready to fuck him. Then all of a sudden, the baby starts crying and screaming, right? And at this point, this is when Keisha ends up leaving him because she's like, "Look, this is messed up, okay? This is not me, okay? You lame as shit for that. I don't do this. This is not me." "Come on, what you talking about? This he don't even know what's going on. We can go to the other room." "No, this ain't me. This ain't me. I'm not doing this." So she leaves. He takes the baby with him to try to chase her back into the house so that they can go ahead and fuck somewhere else. But she already gone. So he tries to flirt with the other bitch, and she sees his kid and she's like, "You trifling." I was like, look, Emmett is gonna get on my nerves throughout this whole episode. So there's that. So then we get Brandon, who's still grieving over the whole situation between Kuji's death. So at that point, his co-worker slash best friend Luis comes in, and he's trying to tell him that there's a party going on, and that he should come. Brandon doesn't want to go, and he's too depressed to want to do anything at this point. So Luis tried to ask him what's going on. Brandon's all like, "I know who killed my brother and everything." "Oh shit. So what you gonna do?" "I don't know." Now, at this point, this is where Brandon gets completely conflicted, and throughout the majority of the episode, it's just Brandon going through this complete internal conflict on whether or not he wants to exact justice. Because, again, his brother was killed. He figured out, or at least he thinks, in his perspective, that he thinks he figured out who killed him due to the information that was given to him through Kevin from the last episode. And throughout this whole episode, he's just figuring out on whether or not he should take actions or matters into his own hands, or just deciding whether or not to just leave it alone and just let it be and let other people, like the police, go ahead and handle it. So that's my whole thing. But y'all already know that some fuck shit is about to happen already, because it wouldn't be The Shy without some fuck shit going on. So then we get Ronnie and Tracy over at Jason's memorial, and they're grieving, and she's all like, "I'm glad you're here, Ronnie. I'm glad that you're here." He's still bothered by the fact a little bit that he caught the killer, and he should have done something about it, but at this point, he's already feeling a little bit victorious because, so he thought, justice was brought. but we know it wasn't. So later that night, they both head home and they go through all of Jason's photo albums. And Tracy is all like, I wish that I could have that they could have taken the phone because there was some pictures that Jason had that I wanted to keep. So at that point, she lends him a picture, one last picture of Jason, and they end up fucking. And I'm just like, oh, okay, that's cool. They over here ripping their clothes off, Ronnie's ass all up in the camera. I'm like, okay, well, shit. So then we get back to Brandon, who visits Coogie's memorial where they have his bike placed at the same tree where he parks his bike every day when he goes over to the store. It was a cute moment for what it was. And then he eventually starts contemplating on whether or not he wants to go and take action. And the first time, the first time he chooses not to. So then he heads home to Jerica, and she's all upset because she, felt like that he was spending more time with his friend Luis than her. So then she starts giving him hints that she wants to have sex with him to, spend some time and whatnot. And she's all like, she goes and takes off her covers, and she's like, I'll slip this on for you. Oh, so you don't want none? Look, you got me up here waking up at late at night, and I'm just about to go to work. Fuck this shit. Like, no, I'm good. We can fuck real quick. No, you had your chance, okay? I'm not here for it. So then, at that point, she's already made up her mind that he didn't feel like going over and, having sex with her. So she just goes in ahead and falls asleep on him. And, he tells her that he went by to Coogie's memorial, and she apologizes after she went through a whole bitching phase. So the next morning, Ronnie goes over to run some errands for him and Tracy, and then we get to the kids. See, I don't like these kids, okay? I don't give a fuck. I do not like these kids. So we get to the kids, and we got Kevin, Papa, and Jake. They talking about the whole situation with about the night that Kevin witnessed Coogie's murder and everything. Kevin has already got this process in his head that Ronnie is out here looking for him, trying to kill him. Whew. Excuse me. Before I continue, if I start yawning throughout this thing, just bear with me. I had a lot to do, and it was just a lot, okay? So just bear with me. So, yeah, Kevin already got this whole thing in his mind that Ronnie is out here trying to come after him and kill him, but that's not really the case. You out here making it harder for yourself as it is by assuming one thing, then actually taking up by another, but they just kids, so they ain't gonna process shit properly. So then Andrea comes in and fills Kevin in on all of his regular duties about how he needs to come to rehearsal and that she got other plans for him. And Papa's like, yeah, have fun with the monster. You think Kevin hitting that? That'll be. Or at least get a good pic of her titty with all that whiz bush she got him doing. Then bumps into this fat girl. And out of nowhere, she's like, watch where you're going, fat boy. Who you calling fat? Dude, she don't want none. was like, Papa, calm the fuck down and shut the fuck up with your big ass. That bitch would have probably stomped your ass already. Shut the fuck up, okay? Shut the fuck up, okay? I do not like these kids. Just shut up. So moving on from that, we get Detective Cruz. You know, he's arguing over with Detective Wallace over, you know, who's trying to cover the investigation and who's gonna solve the crimes first. You know, the usual detective BS cliche. So they eventually work things out into solving the crimes together, since they, or at least separately, since they really don't want to end up doing it together, and they eventually work things out and plan to go play poker later on. So I'm just like, okay, whatever. So then we get back to Brandon, who heads over to his mom's place to see that she's not home. Then her neighbor comes in from downstairs and lets Brandon know that he got water coming from all down of his walls, and she was supposed to help fix it for him, but she never did it, and that they're gonna have some problems if he doesn't go out and find his mama so that they can go ahead and fix his water issue. So he goes over and agrees with that. So Brandon later finds his mom at this local bar with another guy right beside her. And the whole time, I'm just sitting here like, listen, the last thing that Brandon needs right now is to interfere with, you know, everybody else other than what he needs to do to focus on giving himself the coping process that he needs. Because he's out here looking for his mom, and he's still got his promotion on the line. And when he finds his mom, he's all like, I thought you was gonna come over and help out with Kuji's stuff. I even changed my shift and everything. No, I'm not going over there. Here comes this bitch talk about some, what's the 4-letter word for way from the wind? I know you ain't talking to me. What you say to me, boy? Did I stutter? You know what? First of all, I don't know why you coming up in here, because you all up in my mama's house. You eating all her food, living all up in her place, and you couldn't even come to her son's funeral. Or I don't do funerals. They're depressing. Listen, I was so over that scene. So then Brandon tries to get his mom to come with him so that he can take her back home, so that he can take care of her, but she didn't want to, and then her rebound ends up getting all up in his feelings and almost starts to fight with Brandon. And at that point, they start going back and forth and arguing, and the mom's like, will y'all stop pumping y'all chests? Now look, you go home and you buy me another damn drink. So then they leave. So then we get to Ronnie's visit with his grandmother. So he visits his grandmother, and Emmett's mom, Jada, comes out and lets him know that, you know, her condition ain't good. She's already off on a few days from her medication, and that if she doesn't get her act together, then she's going to get sent to a home. And the whole time, Ronnie's grandmother really had me the fuck rolling out. Okay, listen, look, cause no, listen, his grandmama, I swear, his grandmama must have been like the comic relief of the episode, because she had me rolling. She was over here like, you know, I see the way you look at her. She ain't gonna want that. That's the type that men want with money and a job. And we know that you ain't got a job since God knows when. Look, I'm not trying to get with her. She's trying to help. Now, if you don't calm your crazy ass down, then you're gonna get sent to a home. I ain't going to no home. I'ma stay here in my own home, eat my food, wash my shelves, and do whatever it is the fuck that I want to do. So the whole time I'm just like, okay, Grandma, chill the fuck out, okay? All he asked was for you to calm the fuck down so that you won't end up having to get sent over to a home. So, with that being said, she's already, he took care of her and whatnot. She's going through, old pictures, and, the scene was cute for what it was. I will say that the granny was very hilarious as fuck. And, it is what it is. So then we get back to Jada, who ends up coming back home watching over Emmett's baby. Emmett comes in and the baby's still hollering, the baby's still screaming, and when Emmett walks in, Jada's like, I still feel bad for letting you sit in front of the TV like that. What? I'm just fine. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Alright. The jury is still out on that one. So then he eventually leaves to go to work, and at this point she's not having it because, she's not watching over the kid. And she lends the baby back to him, and he's like, look, he's staying here. Says who? Look, I gotta work, okay? I need the money. Can you just help me out? Motherfucker, I was not playing when I said that babysitting is not on my rear view. So what am I supposed to do? I don't know. Pull out next time. Have a nice day. His mama is everything, okay? So then we get back at the restaurant and we get Sarah McThought coming in to check on Brandon to get some extra shifts, since she's already got her own thing with her own clients and whatnot. And at this point, she's just trying to trap him into her cooch, and I'm just like, what the fuck ever. So that scene wasn't important. So if I missed something, that's just because the scene wasn't important to me. So then we get back to the school and we get Papa and Kevin, still talking about the whole situation with the murder. So you think he might be aftering you? I don't know. Besides, I gotta walk Andrea home. Damn, she got you pussy whipped and she hasn't even given it up to you yet. Look, she will. I just need more time. And then all of a sudden, the big girl from earlier storms in, pins Kevin to a wall, and she's like, you better not be talking about my cousin. No, it ain't even like that. Good, because she needs witnesses. And what, to be knocking on the door or something? No, dummy. So Andrea won't be nobody's hoe. I'm sitting here like, okay, first of all, I don't know about you, but I'm pretty sure that she technically might already be somebody's hoe, considering how she's been acting, or she's already on her way into being a hoe. So, kids nowadays. He don't even like her like that. So, of course, Papa pretty much tried to defend Kevin. She gets all up in his face and he's like, oh shit. I was talking to the pretty one, not you. You hear me? I know you heard me. And she walks off. And at that point, that's when Kevin decided, you know what? Fuck that. Let's play 2K. So then we get back to fucking Emmett, and at this point, I'm just so over his whole situation because throughout most of Emmett's time on the episode, he's pretty much like desperately trying to drop his son off to other people because he's incapable of watching the kid himself. At first, he tries to work with his kid on the job. His boss told him, "No, I'm giving you the day off so that you can take care of your shit." He's like, "No, I don't want to. I don't want the day off. I need the money." "No, you need the day off." So then Emmett meets this guy named Q, who is revealed to be the boss's brother, and he offers him $100 to take the money so that he can take care of his business so that he can keep his job. And at that point, his boss already knew that his brother was bad news. But because Emmett already took the money with his dumb ass, it was too late. So then he eventually tries to drop the baby off to Tiny's daycare, but Tiny's like, "Look, I already got a bunch of kids from men like you. If you need some service, you're gonna have to be in the waiting list. 2 months. 2 months? 2 months. Fuck." So at this point, I'm just sitting here like, Emmett, don't nobody want to take care of your damn kid, okay? Your baby mama don't want to raise the kid. Your mama don't want to raise the kid. There's not enough baby cares in Chicago to even take care of your kid, and then you trying to risk losing your baby over your job, bitch. If you don't take care of your kid and be a motherfucking man. So he's at the playground trying to contemplate on whether or not he's ready to take care of the kid, and at that point, I got worried for a second because I thought he was literally gonna lowlife leave the kid at the playground, but no, he decided to take care of it, and I'm like, bitch, good. So Brandon is still grieving over Kuji, and Jerica is more worried over the fact that Brandon is going to do some fuck shit that's going to end up getting him either killed or in prison. And she literally forces him not to do anything. And she wants him to go to the police, but he doesn't want to. And at this point, Brandon is lost because he doesn't know what to do, and he wants to bring justice for Kuji, which is very understandable, and it's hard sometimes, but you gotta understand that sometimes it's just certain things that just needs to be better off left alone. So then we get back to Q, who visits the local barbershop to try to get info on Jason's death from the boss. And the whole time, Q's just giving me these weird-ass, creepy vibes. And he reminds me of somebody from another show. He reminds me of Quincy from The Haves and the Have-Nots. That show, bitch, okay. So, after the boss was able to give him information, Q walks off. So then later we get back to Kevin. He's on his way home and Ronnie spots him. So Kevin ends up running away after Ronnie tried to talk to him about what he saw that night, and after chasing him around the streets and everything, he ends up losing him. And he then meets up with the big girl from earlier. She chases him down and pins him down to the ground. She starts apologizing to him about how she almost threatened him over the whole situation with Andrea. Then starts asking about her looks and starts licking him. And at this point, I'm like, see, I knew it. I knew she had a crush on him. I fucking knew it. I knew that bitch had a crush on him. I knew it. I didn't mean to call her a bitch and everything, but I knew it. So Cruz does his own investigation and finds the little corner where Coogee explained that he met up with the dog. Okay, fair enough. So then he meets up with Brandon at his job to get more info on what he knows. So he starts asking Brandon on what he knows about the situation and whether if Coogee was a part of some type of gang that might have caused his death. So this offends Brandon because he knows that Coogee is a good kid and he was never involved in any BS like that. So then, Cruz shows him off the Timberlands that Coogee told him to wear, and I'm like, oh, that was cute. That was cute. So then he finds Detective Wallace, and he's over here worried that Detective Wallace is accusing a bunch of people that's not even associated with the investigation just to get the investigation over and done with so that they can, chill out. Because the investigation is going nowhere and nobody's spilling the beans because they're afraid that they're going to get in trouble because everybody has this mentality that police is just going to arrest any and everybody or get killed. And I'm just sitting here like, child, ain't nobody going to spill the beans, so y'all just going to be running around here just getting nothing from nobody. So then we get Brandon checking in on Kevin, and he asks what happened, and Kevin tells him that he saw Ronnie and he thought he was going to kill him. And see, this is the part where I fucking hate these kids because I have a feeling these kids are going to end up being the ones that's either going to influence the problem or start the problem. Especially this little bitch right here because Kevin tells him that he needs to go and handle his business and kill Ronnie. And this prompts Brandon to go ahead and kill Ronnie. So later on, we get near the end of the episode, and Ronnie is going around town looking for Kevin, and he runs into his friend's Melvin's house so that he can go on ahead and sell off his gun for $300 so that if the for some reason I felt that he might have felt suspicious over the fact that he might or might not have killed the right guy. So he decides to sell off his gun to keep from the investigators knowing that he might have something to do with Coogee's death. So at that point, he sells off the gun to Melvin and he heads on home to go ahead and get his errands that he took all day to do. So then we get back to Emmett. He comes home with the baby. He's exhausted with everything, and he apologizes to his mom about how he was irresponsible and immature and how he should have, held up to his responsibilities. And pretty much that's all his mom ever wanted from him. Fair enough. So then later, at the end of the episode, we get Brandon, who comes home to his mom's place and finds her sleeping in Coogee's room. He wraps her up, and he goes outside, calls Louis, and tells him that they're going to go ahead and kill Ronnie. I'm just sitting here like, see, I fucking knew it. They about to do some fuck shit. So then Ronnie is on his way home from running errands, and Cruz pulls up, and Cruz suspects that Ronnie might have something to do with Coogee's death. So when he asks him about what he knew since he was there the second that he came out after he investigated Coogee the night before he died, or the second before he died, Ronnie was like, I don't know nothing. I don't know nothing. So then, at that point, Cruz goes on ahead and fills him in that it wasn't Coogee who killed Jason. Because the whole time, Ronnie thought that Coogee killed Jason, but really, Ronnie thought that damn it, I'm sorry y'all, it was just a lot. Because Ronnie thought that he low-key killed the right guy, but Cruz ended up having to let him know that it wasn't Coogee. So now Ronnie feels more guilty for killing an innocent kid, and he ends up walking into the middle of the street, and that's where the episode ends. I'm sitting here like, girl, for a second, I thought Brandon was going to kill him right then and there. I don't know. We're going to have to wait till the next episode to find out. But that was the Shy episode 2, Algae. Y'all tell me how y'all feel, and I will see you guys later. Bye.